In today's video, I'm going to show you how to update your Janome M17 to the latest software version. Hi, I'm Kim Jamison Hurst of Chatterbox Quilts, and Janome comes out with updates to their machines every so often, and I happen to have my M17 at not the most recent version, so I need to update it, so I thought it was a good opportunity to show you how you can do this with your machine should you need to do so. You need a few things. First off, you're going to need a USB stick. You need your machine, of course, I think that goes without saying, and there is the software that you need to download. But there's a few things you need to do first. As I said, my machine is running on an older software version. Yours may be up to date. How do you know? Well, I'm going to show you. You want to turn your machine on. I'm going to turn this off because I need to show you what it looks like when you turn it on. You're going to be looking at the display screen. So when I turn the machine on, it's going to come up and it's going to tell you what version is on your machine. You're going to see that at the bottom. Mine says version 1.00. Now, at the time of filming, I know that there's a more recent version out, 1.01, and that's what I want to update this machine to. Now, what if you didn't notice the version when the machine came on? Well, you could turn it off and on again, I guess, if you wanted to, but there's another way to check and see what software version your Janome M17 is running. And that is by clicking on the hamburger menu at the top. And when you go there, let me get out my stylus here, it'll make it easier. There is some information. You can see machine information. I know I'm leaning forward here. It's a big machine. And I want you to be able to have the best view, but there's an arrow there. So if I click on the arrow, it comes up, it tells me what version it's on. It's also going to give me some other information, but I'm concerned about that version, of course. So if you're not running the latest software version, you need to update your machine. Now, how do you know if there's an update or not? I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to show you where to find that information next. Let me tell you where you go to find software updates, so that way you can check and see, are you running the latest update or is there a more recent one? You're going to go to the Janome Global website. And when you get to that website, you're going to see several different options at the top. One of them is product information, and that's where you're going to go. And when you click in there, you will then see some other options, and the one you're looking for is the machine owner's information and updates. Once you go into that area, I know there's a lot of things to go through, but then you get to the treasure chest, and that is the different updates you're going to see for various Janome models. And at the top, you're going to see the Continental M17. So when you click on that, you're going to see more information. And at the very top, you're going to see the most recent software version that your machine should be running. As of filming, 1.01. And there is some PDFs underneath there that will show up that you should download and read, and you'll see that there's a box you need to check off. So just click on the box, and then you will see there's a red download button that will then be activated for you, and that's really what we want. So you're going to download that information to your computer. Now, I had mentioned a USB stick, right? You should have the USB stick in your computer. Download that information onto the USB stick. It's going to be a compressed zip file. So if you don't know how to open up one of those files, one of the PDFs that you should have read tells you how to do that. In my case, I just double click it, it opens up. Now, let me give you a caveat. As we go through this process, you may find that your machine won't update. Sometimes only the file that's inside, the update file that's inside that compressed file folder, is the one that should be on your USB stick. So if you're finding there's problems, you might want to take everything off the USB stick, download that zip file to your computer, open up the file, the zip file, unzip it, and then just take the file that's inside there, the information that's inside there, and put that on the USB stick. And that might be more helpful for you. Okay, having said that, I also printed off some information because I want to make sure I go through this process properly, all right? So I'm going to tell you what to do next, and what I like to do is I like to kind of run this through first, practice it to make sure I know exactly what I'm doing before I do the real thing, okay? This always scares me slightly. Don't need to be scared, really, but you just want to make sure you do it all right, okay? First thing you need to do, turn off your machine, okay? You always want to turn your machine off because you're going to add some information to it and then activate it by turning it on and doing a few other things. You've got the file that you need on your USB stick, so you're going to turn the machine off. There are two USB ports just behind the display screen on the M17. You're going to plug the USB stick into one of them. Doesn't matter which one. Okay, machine's still off. Next thing you're going to do is you need to hold down two buttons on the machine, and I'm going to do a bit of a reach here. Okay, you need to hold down the needle up down button and the lock stitch button here. Okay, you need to hold them both down at the same time and hold them together. At that point in time, while you're still holding them, you will turn the machine on. Keep holding them until your display screen changes to a color. Now, I haven't done this update, so I can't tell you what color yet, okay? But I think it's probably, let's guess green. See if I'm right, okay? And it's going to color and go all the way down, okay? If you've updated one of your Janome machines before, you're probably familiar with this process. If you haven't, not to worry, it takes a few minutes, and then it will tell you and confirm that it's been updated. While that update is happening, you don't remove the USB stick, you don't touch anything else, you definitely don't turn the machine off, okay, or that's going to cancel the process, and I'm not sure what's going to happen then. Hopefully you can just restart it, but you don't want to do that. So don't touch anything until there's a message on the display screen that tells you that update has been done. Okay, so practice that if you want. Make sure you can reach all these buttons. If you're having trouble reaching, you know, it's a long reach, get somebody to help you, okay? All right, so are you ready to jump in? Are you ready to update your machine? I got my fingers crossed and I'm optimistic, so let's get to it and let's update this Janome M17. Now I'm ready to do the real thing. Now, I just wanted to mention that on my USB stick, the only thing I have on here is the .bin file. That's the update file. So that's the only thing I have on my USB stick. Okay, so machine is off, okay? So I'm going to put the USB stick in one of the ports. Doesn't matter which one, in it goes, all right? Now I have to hold those two buttons down, right? So I'm going to reach here. I need the needle up, down, the lock stitch. Press and hold. Get ready to turn the machine on. Deep breath. Keep your fingers crossed. We're waiting for the display screen to turn on. And it's on and it's green. So I can release those buttons now. And now I need to see what it's doing. Okay, so it says update 1 of 4. You can see that little bar that's going across, the little blue that's going across that white bar. That's what you want to see. So it's going to just take a few minutes to do those updates. And during that time, you don't touch anything on the machine, right? Definitely don't turn the machine off. Definitely do not remove the USB stick. Just hands off. Let the machine do its work to update to the most recent version. How are we doing? We're still on 1 of 4. Okay, it's going to take a few minutes. So get yourself a cup of coffee, get some chocolate, put your feet up, because in a few minutes it's going to be done. 1 done, on to 2. We have 4 updates, so it's going to take a few minutes for sure. All right, so it's gone through 4 updates, apparently. It says finish, okay? That's what you're looking for. So now the update is complete. Next thing you want to do, turn off your machine. Take out your USB stick. We're done with that now. It did its job. And now, when you turn the machine on again, you're going to see a different version number at the bottom. We should see 1.01. And that's what it's showing me. So it has updated itself to the latest version as of this filming. So that went fine. And now it's where it should be, all up to date and ready for me to do some stitching on it. In this video, you've learned how to update your Janome M17 to the latest software version. But you probably want to learn more about the Janome M17. Don't worry, I've got you covered. Check out this video that has all the information you need. For more helpful quilting information, please check out my website at www.chatterboxquilts.com.